Hello, my name is Joshua Dietz, and I'm here to talk to you about training with machines. But before we get started, I just want to say I don't always take it all day from the gym, but when I do, it's because the weights need an off day. Before I start, I want to talk a little bit more about myself. So I'm currently 21 years old. I live in a small city named Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. It's about 15 minutes below Cincinnati. I'm currently a junior here at the University of Kentucky studying kinesiology. I've always been a fan of both sports and medicine, so I combine those together. I plan on being an athletic trainer. After next year, when I finish undergrad, I do plan on going to graduate school. I do not know which one I will be attending yet, but I have a few options in mind. So now let's get this thing started. So first, there's more machines than just using them to work out. With machines, there are a bunch of different types, different brands, different styles, different functions. And with functions, I mean, there's ones for flexibility, ones for gaining strength, ones for cardio, such as a treadmill. There's just a whole bunch of different stuff. Also, machines do provide benefits. And with that, I mean, one of the main benefits of working out and using machines is that it does help relieve stress. But also, it's also the ease of use. It's easy to use a machine compared to free weights if you're first starting out. And by that, I mean, there's just, they're on a track. And also, it's just, you may not know what you're doing exactly, but there's diagrams that are on there to help. And also, thinking long terms, they have provide benefits that I will explain later. But even though there are benefits of using a machine, there are also side effects or drawbacks that could occur to you. So when talking about the main goal of machine training, an individual can have more than one goal. And by that means here listed, we have strength, muscle endurance, and body composition. So one person may just want to have one goal. They may just want to go in and say, okay, I want to improve my bench press or my bicep curl or my back strength. And that's okay. They can have one goal. But that does not mean you cannot have more than one goal. During a training regimen, you can have one goal for one day, focus on just improving your strength, and then later in that week or later in that program, you can focus more on muscle endurance. And depending on what goal you use, you can change your reps and set to like equal out with that. So when I mentioned benefits, one of the main things I mentioned in the introduction is the safety of the lifter. And by that means one of the main things that people like to prefer machines over, free weights and bench press is that how they are tracked or like how they set motion that's already predetermined. So if you're new to lifting, this is, easier on you because you might not know exactly what the lift is doing or how it works. And the machine is able to aid you in that. So with that, it's also easier to use machines because you don't need a spotter. So if you're going to the gym for the first time alone, it's nice. You would like to have a spotter, but with the machines, you don't have to because there are safety points that stop you if you were to, drop the weight or you struggle to get it up and you go down to release it. There are safety points that can stop you and prevent you from being hurt. One of the main things is hypertension that I want to mention about. So hypertension is considered a silent killer. That is because hypertension can slowly increase over the years and you don't really see any, signs or symptoms until it's too late. And this is, dangerous because it can affect your body and your overall health and well-being and the organs. So there's an article from the Journal of Exercise Rehabilitation written by Kim Holm and Kim Day. They did a research study looking at elderly men who had hypertension, and the research, they put them on a program. There was a total of 35 men that participated, and they did a 30-minute workout for over a period of 52 weeks. And at the end of that trial, they found that the percent of body fat decreased significantly. So that's overall one more benefit added. And besides just the percent of body fat, they improved their lean body mass and also their vascular compliance. So those are three things that came from a benefit of using a machine. And also, speaking of improvement of body composition, another research was done with the Department of Physical Education from the University of Valencia, Spain. They looked at a total of 45 women, and they were broken down into groups of using elastic bands, weighted machines, and just a control group. And for that study, they had a two exercises for 10 weeks. And in that study, they found a decrease and also in fat mass, but an increase in fat-free mass. So looking at those two research articles, we can see the benefits of using machines and weight machines, whether it's on a cable or a free like weights you add on to the machine. So next, it's great to have benefits, but there's always side effects or drawbacks. One of the main things is limitation. It's nice having the easy track and the safety of no spotter, but once you get accustomed to the machines, you may want to try new things and try a variance of a workout to target a different muscle, maybe target your lower chest, your pectoralis major or your deltoid or your latissimus dorsi. But with this, the machine can really only do one set motion that you want to do compared to free weights. Or free weights, you can do, 4 or 5 different exercises just with one set of dumbbells alone. Next, with the feeling of fatigue, this can come from just some lifting in general because you're putting, physical strain and stress on your body, but that can lead to multiple things, such as, insomnia at night, may not be able to sleep more, just the overall feeling of being tired. But that won't happen for everyone. And then also, you run the risk of injury. You can push yourself a little too hard, or you just, go 1 centimeter too much and you can tweak a muscle, pull it, or if you're going, pretty intense in the gym, you might have a tear with, and then also with chronic pain, for, using machines for a long period of time, and also just not allowing your body to fully recover when you do use machines and work out. This can cause, problems, pain, and those can lead to more problems in the long term. There was an article written by the Journal of Endocrinology, and they were looking at over strenuous running on a treadmill. And so they had a 60-week trial where you would run on a treadmill for 120 minutes per session. And, that's a pretty long time for running on the treadmill. And then they found at the end of this study that they found a decrease in LH and FSH. And for the LH hormone, it's a gonadotropic cells in the anterior pituitary gland. And also the FSH is also with that. And having those decreased things, FSH is pretty responsible for, growth and reproductive processes in the body. And with that, they saw a decrease from using the strenuous treadmill. And so this is an example of overusing or overtraining with the treadmill and not having, the right recovery time to allow you to fully recover, let your muscles build back up, and before you start the next set. So those are some side effects and drawbacks. So with a simple client, I made my simple client have the goal of strength. So with strength, I set his reps either 4, 5, or 3, depending on which exercise was being performed. And for the reps, I either did 6 or 5. Now for every exercise, I had a rest period of 2 to 5 minutes because, I wanted to limit the sets, limit the reps, so he can have a higher weight. And with the rest period being 2 to 5 minutes, he gets a little mini break, and then he can go back at it to put more exertion on his muscles. And so for this, I just did a full body workout. And so you can walk in. So I had leg curl, chest press, leg extension, bicep curl, mid row, and lat pull down. Just that way, he can go from a head to toe, full body workout using the different variants of machines. So to wrap things up, as spoken before, exercise training, a lot to offer, different goals, and then with that, different functions. You can pick and choose what exactly you want to do because, as you both know, gyms, the staple is that machines are one of the first things that you see when you do walk into a gym. They do have free weight sections, but mostly gyms have a lot of different variety of machines that you can pick from. And overall, machine training is pretty effective because it does improve your overall well-being and health, helping you lose fat mass and gaining fat-free mass, helping you shape your body composition, whether you want to, lose 5 pounds, lose 10 pounds, just maintain, or even just lower the fat, but gain strength and muscle in your body. And we all know with benefits, there's also side effects that are possible. So just put that in the back of your mind in case when you do go and work out with the machine. Here in my works cited, I use PubMed for most of my research articles, and they're able to help me put research into this project. And before I end this, I just want to ask if there are any questions that you guys would like to have and ask me before this ends. Thank you and have a good day.